Okay, it's pretty much just like number 6. So if you understood number 6, you should have been able to do number 10. So let's see if you got it right. Number 10. Sally has a bakery and sells cupcakes. Her profit is represented by the equation P of X equals 2.25X minus 96, where P of X represents profit and X represents the number of cupcakes that have been sold. So X is the number of cupcakes. So what do you think that 2.25 represents? How much each cupcake costs, and what do you think the negative 96 is? Right, that's like the daily amount for making cupcakes for that day and ingredients. All right, how many cupcakes would Sally have to sell to begin making a profit? What'd y'all get? Okay, let's see. You would set the equation equal to 0 to bring her back out of debt. And then you would solve for X by adding the 96 to cancel it on this side and then adding it on this side. And that would give you 96 equals 2.25X. You would then divide by 2.25 on both sides to get X by itself. And 96 divided by 2.25 is 42.666667. But you would have to round it up to 43, because if you rounded down to 42, she would still be in debt. Yes? Okay, the equation is 2.25 times 43 minus 96. She's now made 75 cents. So yeah, like if you plug in anything higher than 43, like 44, she's going to make money, but she started making money at the 43rd cupcake. Okay, yeah, at the 44th, she's now made $3. At the 45th, she'll make even more. But at that 43rd cupcake, she is now making a profit because she's now above 0. Okay? Just remember, to figure it out, you just set the equation equal to 0, solve for X. All right, B, how much profit would she make if she sold 15 cupcakes? Okay, it is going to be negative. 15 gets plugged into where? I know. Just listen. Just listen. 15 is cupcakes. We already wrote up here that the X represents the number of cupcakes, so that's where I'll put the 15. Now when you type that in, you get negative what? You get negative 33.75 when you type that in? Okay, so, yes, they have not started making a profit yet. They are still in debt by $62.25. All right, C, how much profit would she make if she sold 50 cupcakes? So where do we put the 50? In the X, just like we did the 15, because X represents the number of cupcakes. Okay, well, if you type in 2.25 times 50 minus 96 is 16.5. Are y'all typing in the minus 96 at the end? Oh. Y'all, I'm trying to teach and people are talking. Okay, what are we plugging in? 50? And then minus 96 equals 16.5. Okay, D. How many cupcakes does she have to sell to make 111? Where do you plug in that 111? For P of X. Okay, now to figure out how many cupcakes, you solve for X, because X represents the number of cupcakes. So what do? Add 96. On the right side it cancels. There's a test tomorrow. Let me remind you again. What does this become? 207. And now what do I do? Divide by 2.25. And you get x equals what? So on the 90-second cupcake, she'll have made that much money. Okay, now let's flip back and start with number 1. Create a mapping diagram for the following relation and determine if it's a function. Well, they've already done most of the work for you. They put the x values in the left oval, the y values in the right oval, so all you have to do is draw the lines. Okay? 1, 4 means there needs to be a line from the 1 to the 4. 2, 7 is 2 to the 7. 3, 8. 4, 6. And 5, 7. So was there any cheating that occurred? Well, yes, but was it an x value? No. No x value had more than one y value, so it is a function. Okay, if any of these x values, listen, if any of these x values had more than one line coming out of it, going to 2 different y values, it would have not been a function. Okay, number 2. Label each graph as a function or not a function. Okay, the first graph. Well, how do you determine that when you're looking at a graph? The vertical line test. So, vertical line test, is that a function? No, it did not pass the vertical line test. What do I mean by that? Right. Okay, what about this one? Yes. What about this one? No. And what about this one? Yes. Okay, number 3, what is the range of this function? Well, when you hear the word range, you know it's talking about y values. So remember, in an ordered pair, the x is first, the y is second. So we're focusing in on the second number of each ordered pair, but it says use correct notation. What do they mean by that? In braces and in order. So it would be 2, then 3, right. Okay, number 4 and 5, you need to use this graph. What is f of negative 4? Well, negative 4 is sitting in the place of what? X. See how it's normally f of x? Well, now it's f of negative 4. So on the x-axis, we go to negative 4. The point that has an x value of negative 4 is this point, correct? And what is its y value? 2. Okay, number 5, what is the value of x? So this time we're trying to find the x value when f of x equals 5. F of x is the same thing as what? Y. So when y equals 5, you go up the y-axis to 5. That point has a y value of 5. It has an x value of negative 2. It's very, very similar. Okay, next page. Complete the input-output table for the function f of x equals 5x minus 7. Okay, the input values are also known as what? X values. So this 2 and this 4 are x values, meaning they can go where? In the x place. So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. Then you would do the same thing with the 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 7 is 13. Okay, but this time you need to find the input value. So you need to find the x values when they've given you the y values, or in this case, f of x values. So we'll replace the f of x with a negative 2. And then we also need to do it again, but with a 23 in the f of x place. So now to solve for x, what do? Add 7. And it becomes 5 on the left, 5x on the right. And now I divide by 5, and so x equals 1. Okay, now for this one, you do the same process. You add 7, and you get 30 on the left, 5x on the right. And then when you divide by 5 to get the x by itself, you get 6. Okay, number 8. Given f of x equals 4 plus x over 3, evaluate f of 13. So what are they telling you to do? Right? Plug in 13 for the x. So it would be 4 plus 13 over 3. So on your calculator, you would just type in 4 plus, don't start packing up, you'll distract other people. Alpha y equals n over d to set up a fraction, 13 over 3. I don't know why, but a lot of people got this wrong last year on the test. I remember because I was shocked because it's so easy. But that's what you do. You just replace the x with the number they told you to replace it with, type it in the calculator, there's the answer, 25 over 3. You don't have to, no. Okay, number 9, last one. Given f of x equals 25, y'all, calm down. We have 6 minutes. You have more than enough time to pack up. Okay, 6 minutes is a very long time, so calm down and pay attention. Given f of x equals 25 and f of x equals 3x minus 14, what is the value of x? Well, this time, they've given you what? The f of x value. So instead of f of x, we're going to replace it with 25. So that's 25 equals 3x minus 14. And now to find the value of x, you get it by itself. So what do you do first? Add 14 on both sides. Then the left side becomes a. And now to get x by itself, you divide by 3. And so x equals 13. And look, it makes complete sense. If you plug in a 13 for this x, multiply it by 3, you get 39, and then 39 minus 14 is 25. No, I stamped for your review sheet. I am going to actually let you hold on to your pink sheet for now.